We've seen 3 world titles decided today. Let's look back at the action on the final day of the 49er FX and Nacra 17 World Championships. This was the first time a new format for the final races was tested. In each fleet, 20 boats entered a non-discardable umpired race, after which the final event rankings were updated. The top 4 got a shot at the gold medal in a 4-boat race. First over the line wins the gold, while the others hold their relative positions according to the previous event rankings. So let's get into the action. First up, the 49er FXs. In the FX fleet race, the event leaders from Sweden took the win. They qualify into the 4-boat final, together with Paolo Barcelò and Maria Cantero from Spain, who were mathematically safe as well. Sailing a great race and securing themselves a spot in the final were the Canadian Lewin LaFrance sisters and Freya Black and Saskia Tidy from Great Britain. In the 4-boat final, the Spanish went for a daring port tack start, which paid off as they arrived at the top gate first. Keeping the lead throughout the race, the Spanish had another risky moment at the second windward mark, getting super close to Sweden, still coming upwind. On the final downwind, the Spanish proved unstoppable, and soon enough, Paolo Barcelò and Maria Cantero went over the finish line as the new 49er FX World Champions.
Winning the World Championship means the world to me, to be honest, and most importantly doing it with Paula and Xavi as a team. I think we've had an amazing week and we are really enjoying what we're doing.
It feels amazing. I think it's something that came before than we expected, but honestly I think we performed really well during this week in all kind of conditions, and we were very consistent every day, and at the end it paid and we took the win.
Dropping back to silver medal were Vilma Bobeck and Ebba Berntsen, while Georgia and Antonia Lewin LaFrance completed the podium with bronze. On to the 49er men. Tension was high, resulting in a general recall on the first start. When the fleet restarted, the top 4 slowly started crystallising. Spanish duo Diego Botin and Florian Trittel were guaranteed a spot in the final race, as were the Dutch team Bart Lambriax van Aanholt and Floris van der Werken. Managing to advance from the top 20 were the Danish team Jonas Vara and Matthias Lemsletten, with a solid 3rd place in the race. Completing the final race lineup were Great Britain's James Grummett and Ross Hawes. In the final, the Dutch went for a port tack start, but they didn't quite execute, and it was a disaster for them. After getting too close to the Danish and getting a penalty, their hopes for a gold medal were all but over. Meanwhile, the Spanish were charging on ahead and took the gold medal with a dominant display throughout the 2-lap race. Diego Botin and Florian Trittel, the Olympic champions, are now the new 49er world champions.
Winning the world title was the title that was missing for us. We won the Olympic title obviously last year in Paris 2024, but we had become European champions and never world champions in the 49er class, so achieving that is definitely a big tick in our list.
Yeah, it's been quite a busy period for us lately. We came straight from our home SailGP event in Cadiz, straight into the World Championships here in Cagliari. Luckily the week has gone really well for us.
Last but not least, the Nacra 17 catamarans. Conditions were getting stronger and stronger, wavier and wavier as we started the final fleet race. Everything was open in this race, with nobody certain that they would make it into the 4-boat final. But soon enough, the Italian duo of Gianluigi Ugolini and Maria Giubilei took the lead and kept it through to the finish, being the first to qualify. Joining the Italians are Great Britain's John Gimpson and Anna Burnett, along with Dutch teams Scipio Houtman and Wilhelmine Offerman, both teams having a solid race. But the battle for 4th was much closer between Argentinians Matteo Magdalani and Eugenia Bosco and the Australians Bryn Little and Rhiannon Brown. In the end, it was the Australians who got the nod to go to the final, with just a single point advantage ahead of the Argentinians. In the 4-boat final, the Australians made an impressive port tack start, but the move didn't quite pay off. In the meantime, on the far side of the racetrack, the Italians and the British arrived at the top mark in a close duel. The two of them stayed close throughout the race despite splitting on the second upwind leg. On the final downwind, the British duo of John Gimpson and Anna Burnett put the pedal to the metal and crossed the finish line first to become the Nacra 17 world champions. Ugolini and Jubilee had to make do with second place, while Scipio Houtman and Wilhelmine Offerman complete the podium for the Netherlands.
Yeah, this is our third world title, but I mean, it's that feeling when you cross the finish line. There's not a lot that gives you that in life. So we feel, pretty privileged to have felt the pressure we felt before that race, and just the feeling of relief afterwards is kind of why we do it, I guess. It's, an unbelievable feeling.
So I think the emotion was just that, we did do it, and he was right, and John was full confidence today going today that all we had to do was get through the first race and then execute the last one, and I was just hanging on. So it was a real release of emotion, like you say.
What an amazing way to conclude the championship. Thanks so much for following, and we'll see you at the next event.